Hi, and welcome back to part 2 of Pure Accelerate coverage. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll just stop here for a second and give you a minute to check it out. Okay, we're back. So one of the things that came in the swag bag at Pure Accelerate was this book. Flash was only the beginning. The creators of Pure Storage who reimagined data storage and built the fastest growing enterprise technology company in history. That sounds pretty impressive, right? I would say this is a book that's probably more for the hardcore fanboy crowd, but I did like the pictures. And, there was some fun pictures and blurbs from some of the early Pure employees that I know. And there was some fun little anecdotes in there that were kind of fun. If you know the crowd and you know the people, if you're interested in the company, this is a good history of the company. And they also had a really nice water bottle included in the swag bag that has since gone AWOL, which is frustrating because I guess I'll never get my chance to be a true VSCO girl. And if you don't know what that means, go ask your kids. So there was a lot of security at Pure Accelerate this year, and they were checking bags on the way in. You had to pass through metal detectors, and I would say it's a lot more security than South by Southwest had at the same venue. But maybe they know something that I don't know, and there was a reason for all the security. Another awesome thing that happened at Pure Accelerate was that Weezer performed on the last night of the show. I unfortunately had to jump on a plane and get back to Chicago, so I missed it. But from what I hear, it was a really awesome show, and I've never seen them in concert, and someday I'm going to have to. Pure has done a phenomenal job of marketing over the years, to the point where people have called it cultish, much like Apple or Harley-Davidson is cultish in that way. But this speaks to the effectiveness of their marketing. And one area where you can see that clearly is in the amount of orange that people wear at these shows. And I will say I have been known to wear a bit of orange at some of these events. And in line with a company that has such a great marketing presence, they had a strong focus on social media and influencers at this show. And I must have missed my invitation to all the influencer and social media events because I didn't get an invite. Maybe that'll happen next year. But this is a really great way for a company to continue to extend its brand, and they continue to do it well. And one of the key criteria for a company to be successful in this market is to have great sales and marketing. Companies would do well to look at Pure as a model for how to do it because they have been so successful at it. And let's face it, they were the fastest growing enterprise technology company in history. So they're obviously doing something right. So let's talk about some of the announcements at the show. Let's start with Cloud Block Store. And this is basically Pure Storage in the cloud. With all the same kind of functionality that you've grown to love on the on-prem solution, you can now leverage in the cloud. And it has the same APIs that you get from your on-prem solution. And the licenses are transferable from on-prem to cloud. Another big one was Pure as a service, or as they say, storage as a service. Big S, big T, little a, big S. And they are offering storage as a service for both on-prem and cloud installations. This allows companies to take advantage of Pure Storage as a managed service and gives them an OpEx model to use. It allows for the scaling up and down of resources without having to deal with the large commitment of purchasing an array that would involve years of depreciation. Now, as you would expect, there's a bit of a premium for this, but it offers a great deal of flexibility, and licenses are transferable from on-prem to cloud, so you can use it as you like. You can scale up, scale down as your needs change. And depending on your needs, this could be just what you're looking for. Another announcement was Pure's CloudSnap. Now, CloudSnap had been introduced to allow the portability of snapshots to AWS's cloud, and now they have extended this to Azure's cloud. Another technology they were showing off was Rapid Restore, and they call this F2F2C, flash to cloud. And this integrates Pure's flash array with the FlashBlade and CloudSnap. So it gives you the full data lifecycle story. And in addition to being a very high performance data protection platform, it can be the basis for you creating a data lake or data hub. So another really interesting product they announced was Encrypt Reduce. This is an exciting product because for years we've had encryption at rest on the storage array side. So what this does is it brings you end-to-end encryption from the source all the way to the storage. And they're doing this by partnering with Talus. That's T-H-A-L-E-S, and it's pronounced Talus, like T-A-L-U-S. Talus Volumetric Transparent Encryption. So what this does is it allows you to encrypt your data on the source, transmit it to the storage array, which then can use the shared key to decrypt it, perform data reduction operations on it, and then re-encrypt it. So it really provides you with the best of all worlds. And here's a little presentation from the show on that.
Internally, we refer to it as end-to-end encryption. And that's what Encrypt Reduce gets you. It gets you end-to-end encryption, and you still get to preserve your data reduction. And right now, I think globally, we're averaging around 5-to-1 data reduction. And you get to retain that data reduction and still get your end-to-end encryption.
So another cool thing that was being shown was NVMe OF. And this is NVMe over Fabrics. Now, NVMe has been part of the Pure Storage story for some time now. There's a growing need for a faster pipeline that increases throughput and reduces latency, and this is the way to achieve that. These direct flash-enabled X arrays have brought NVMe/ROCE to these arrays. So let me untangle some of this acronym soup for you. So NVMe is non-volatile memory express. So this is both a controller interface and a storage protocol that parallelizes the data stream for greater throughput. So NVMe is big N, big V, big M, little e. Then you can add in the OF part over fabric, little o, big F. So the fabric that they're talking about is Ethernet, fiber channel, and InfiniBand. Now, ROCE, big R, little o, big C, big E, is RDMA over converged Ethernet. So now we have acronyms within acronyms, which makes it utterly confusing. So RDMA is Remote Direct Memory Access, which is the direct flash part of that, I suppose. And basically what all this acronym soup means is that we're talking about much faster arrays. These would be good to solve for problems like replacing direct attached storage and maintaining extremely low latency and high throughput. So another high-performance storage technology that was discussed there was storage class memory options for these arrays. There has been a lot of talk about 3D XPoint over the years, and Intel has finally realized that into a product called Optane. And this has the persistence of flash memory with speeds approaching that of DRAM. And we've already seen a lot of this in caching tiers on some arrays, and we're going to see a lot more of it in the future. And I would imagine as this technology evolves, we're going to see entire arrays populated with this form of storage. Now, on the other end, they also introduced their new line of C arrays. Now, these C arrays are populated with QLC NAND. Now, for those not familiar, QLC is quad level cell NAND technology, which puts more layers on the NAND chip, which allows it to be denser. And by making it denser, it also makes it less expensive. Now, the downside to that is that it is not as fast and it is not as resilient. But because of the lower cost, you can put more in to make up for some of those shortcomings. It is a more capacity optimized type of NAND. And the thing where it gets interesting is you have sort of this low cost capacity tier, and then you've got these storage class memory parts, so you can create a storage class memory tiering situation between the Optane caching tier and a more capacity optimized QLC or eventually PLC, which is penta-level cell NAND, which could make for very high throughput hybrid arrays, much in the way that when Flash came out, we saw Flash caching for spinning disk, which made for these high performance hybrid arrays. So there was a lot of cool technology on display there. They had the Flash Stack there, which is the converged infrastructure solution that integrates compute, network, and storage all together in one reference architecture. They had their flash arrays on display, and they had the FlashBlade on display. But I think by far the coolest looking box was the Airy platform. And this is the combination of the FlashBlade product with NVIDIA's DGX platform. And it's a great option for high performance AI applications. There was certainly a lot of great industrial design on display at this show. So that's going to wrap up part 2 of Pure Accelerate coverage. It was a great show. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you would like to get updates for when I post new content, click that bell button and you will receive notifications when I post. I will see you in the next video.